Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. Now, James Orengo has continued with his onslaught on broad-based government. Now, this time round, James Orengo delivered a shocking statement in the presence of Raila Amolo Odinga's spouse, and I'm talking about Ida Odinga. Now, when it was believed that James Orengo was going to slow down on his attack on RUTO's regime, Orengo has refused, despite the fact that there are so many people talking about an impeachment on him. Orengo has refused to surrender and has continued to attack William Samoei Ruto.
I'm prepared to go back on the streets. This is not a country to be proud about. This is a country where now the young people, the Gen Zs, you have to come out and we are prepared to join you.
If you listen to Orengo's arguments, Orengo talks about freedom of expression, which has been curtailed. He talks about Gen Z's deaths, which is something that is concerning Kenyans. And that's what was again exposed by the BBC documentary about the Blood Parliament. So in this analysis, ladies and gentlemen, I want to quickly take you into a statement that James Orengo released during a church and in the presence of Ida Odinga. But before I share the video, ladies and gentlemen, kindly take this opportunity, support this channel by liking, subscribing if you're not subscribed before. And to our existing subscribers, I want to continue thanking you so much, because without you, this channel wouldn't have grown. Now, James Orengo has continued to deliver bombshell after bombshell on William Ruto. And this is what he said.
We must talk on account of the covenant between ourselves. There's the covenant between the Lord and us, but there's a covenant between ourselves, which is in the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya. Yes. And we must have a leadership countrywide and continentally that believes in the law, the Constitution, and the truth. Anna James Agre Bob Orengo, who believes in the rule of law, and I believe in the Constitution. And I am one who has been trained by Jaramogi Oginga Odinga and worked with Raila Amolo Odinga. I am one of the few people who saw Tomboy in action. I didn't just hear stories. I am one who sat at the same table as a young man with Agwin Skodek, the first lawyer in the Republic of Kenya. I cannot let Kenyans down or my community down by not speaking the truth. I will continue speaking the truth.
So yesterday, the same day that Orengo was delivering this statement, Rigathi Gachagua had arranged a meeting of leaders in the opposition. And for the first time, I saw Noah Wekesa also present in that meeting. I saw so many people. And in that meeting, Kalonzo Musyoka took the opportunity to address some complaints that have been that have emerged, that Muslim community was not featured and that gender was not balanced in that arrangement. Because if you look at the photo that surfaced previously, that photo was the only person, the only woman there was Martha Karua. And there was no Muslim in that arrangement. That's why if you look at a posting from Ahmed Nasir is one of those people who reacted to that mistake. Now back to James Orengo. James Orengo initially was believed that members of county assembly were going to impeach him. But then Raila Amolo Odinga surfaced and supported James Orengo 150%. That could explain the reason why James Orengo is now very, very enthusiastic. And if you look at the manner in which James Orengo is now addressing the issue of William Samoei Ruto, it's like James Orengo does not fear anything anymore. Earlier on, he was delivering those statements, fearing that maybe Raila Amolo Odinga was not going to support him. But after Raila Amolo Odinga dropped a statement that poured cold water on the pressure that was already building up on removing James Orengo. You know, there was going to be an impeachment, on James Orengo. And if you look at that impeachment, let's assume, for example, the members of county assembly went ahead and impeached James Orengo. If that impeachment had been fronted then it goes to the Senate, ipitishwe, itoke hapo iende kwa rais, ati rais sasa akae acknowledge your impeachment kwamba huyu aende tu. I don't think that would have happened. You know what would have happened is that Ruto would have taken that opportunity to mend fences with someone like James Orengo, ili James Orengo apunguze makali. But you see, because Raila supported him, the members of county assembly walituliza majembe, all of them. And that explains why you find that now in the video that I shared, Orengo is very bold and Orengo is telling it as it is. You know, one of the things that the Luo nation is not happy about, which might again, you know, put them in the same side with Orengo and the like, is the fact that Ongondowere was murdered. You know, people are trying to link the government to this death. I don't have facts. The investigation is still going on. There was talk about an arrest. There's talk about a postmortem to be done today. So we are still waiting for more details so that we can get to do a final analysis on the whole drama. So when Orengo tells William Ruto, or rather the government, ambayo broad-based government, because Orengo doesn't want to be part and parcel of this broad-based government, doesn't want to part kwamba yeye ata support Raila Amolo Odinga and everything, but he broad-based government tawe. But ile MOU haikusema kwamba this is a coalition government. I mean, those are now factual details that are in that MOU. Ile MOU ilisema tuelewane kwanza, cost of living iregesha chini. Tuelewane tena, mambo ya maafa iregeshe chini. Tuelewane tena, mambo ya Gen Z's abduction iregeshwe chini. Tuelewane kwamba viwe vyama mpaka viheshimiwe. Tuelewane. Tukiwa tutaelewana vizuri, then when it comes that time whereby election is supposed to be held, we might support you. But tusipoelewana, hatutakusupport. So that is what was contained in that document, part of the details. So if you look at the scorecard already, hii serikali isha keuka mambo yote. Because sahi NEMA imeonekana kwamba itakuongeza ushuru kwa mambo mengi, zile plastic items nini na nini, sumesikia hiyo mambo. So NEMA inaongeza zile, inamaanisha kwamba bidhaa za vitu zitaongezeka. If you come to murder, we have the case of Ongondowere just recently, the case of the MCA just recently. We don't know who did it. Maybe someone is trying to cause political tension in the broad-based arrangement. Maybe that is what is happening. Maybe someone did kill Ongondowere so that kuwe na friction katika hii serikali. Maybe that is that was the intention. We've also seen like the issue of the MCA. You know, abduction ndo kidogo zimeenda chini, so we can say that the government hapo kwa abduction kidogo imejaribu kubehave. But matters high cost of living, So that's why I'm saying that Orengo looks at this broad-based arrangement and the MOU, naona kwamba hii serikali haitatimiza. Na kwa sababu serikali haitimiza, naona kwamba hii broad-based ni kitu fake kabisa. According to him, he thinks that this broad-based arrangement is a fake arrangement which ought not to even have been there in the first place. But what is Raila Amolo Odinga saying? Raila Amolo Odinga is also unleashing bombshell after bombshell on the government. And is not touring, doing campaigns with William Samoei Ruto, but he's delivering messages after messages on the government. Last time I checked, he talked about county funds, you know, hiyo county disbursement that iongezwe kama vile katiba inataka. You see, Oburu Odinga also issued some warning to James Orengo, and if he went to an extent of telling James Orengo, if he's not contented being in ODM, he should just leave. You know, he should pack up and leave.
My own governor stands up and says that, and he's annoyed. I don't know annoyed with who. He's annoyed. And he says that he just wants to talk the truth. The truth. What truth? Me, I never lie. I always say the truth.
ATANDI is actually the chairman of Budget and Allocation Committee. He told James Orengo that he can be jailed and he will not get out. So these are some of the leaders in SIA who have warned James Orengo against his constant attacks on Raila Amolo Odinga and the broad-based government. So in short, ladies and gentlemen, Orengo has refused to toe the line. and decided to again attack the broad-based arrangement, now this time round in the presence of Ida Odinga. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just tell us below in the comment section what you think about Orengo's onslaught. Do you support the onslaught from Orengo? Perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.